I'd like to demonstrate a product that I made recently for a department store owner. And what it does is compares lists of product information for different retail items and find common items between the different lists despite having different descriptions, and then compare them, returning the values to a couple of views in which one can easily see who has the lowest price and how they compare with the client's own product list. So the client gave me permission to share this as a demonstration under as long as I replaced all of the original data with dummy data. So I went to ChatGPT, and we're going to be using what it gave me for this demo. But since ChatGPT was so miserly in its outputs, this demo is actually a very miniaturized version of the real thing. The original has at least a dozen different product item lists, and the client is constantly adding new ones to it. One of the requirements of this project be that it be easy and simple to add new lists. And the lists themselves can go on for hundreds of items. For this demonstration, we're going to be working with just 4 imaginary data sets, the client's own, and then 3 that are getting compared to it. And then the lists themselves only have about a dozen items. So with that caveat in mind, let me give you a little demonstration here. So first of all, here is the client's own product list. And they have their own ID system, which gets picked up in the description they give the product. Now, let's look in turn real quickly at our 3 dummy data sets. I think I did this a little wider. Yeah. Off to the side here, but so since the data comes from many different sources, naturally we can't expect to have the exact same headings in the top. At the top, they might have a different layout from one data source to the other, or they might even be listed differently, such as a product description rather than description. So what I did was I gave to each one of these data sources a new header row that has this data validation in which the 4 items that we're looking for can be selected, and thus you can identify which columns the script needs to get its information from. So adding a new data source is a simple matter of copying any one of these rows, and then just make a new tab, and then paste special data validation only. And then you just put the data in below. I'd like to demonstrate columns the script needs to identify. So, no further ado, let's have a look at how these all compare with our overview all list tab. So what the script does is it runs over all of these data sets, and then after identifying which ones are in common, wherever they may appear in any given data set, we see its price, and where available, we have quantity information in parentheses. The UPC code is what is used to identify products, and the description that appears here is set to prioritize descriptions in the client's main, and then where items do not appear in the client's main product list, it refers to the first of whichever of the data sets actually have the item. So you can clearly see these last 3 items here are not on the client's list. They kind of stand out because of the unique formatting the client's using here, but you also, of course, have a very clear queue right here because the cells are gray in the client main column. So let's look at the middle one here, leather biker jacket. This one appears in our second and third data sets. I think Zoom slows down my sheets here. So if we look at the third, yeah, there it is, leather jacket size large, and then in the second, leather biker jacket, that's the one, oops, wrong tab, that's the one that appears here in the description. And then finally, we have highlighted in green whichever one is the lowest price. And that is the final thing that really made it quite impossible to do this with just formulas alone. I did consider doing this with formulas, but then I realized that in order to get the quantity in there and still be able to, and then use conditional formatting to get the green, I would have to have created an extra helper column for every single data set, so I went for a scripted solution instead. And the script is triggered by this choice here, select to update. Let's just actually make a quick change so that we can see. Let's look at the client's main here, and let's just remove one of the items here, this hoodie sweatshirt. And then if we come to all this, see there it is there, we'll just update. And now you see it has come down here to the bottom, the ones that are not on the main, and it's gone to our first product list for the description. And then we have a tab where we can compare any one of these data sets to the main and see only the items that they have in common. And the prices are compared, and where the main one has the lower price, we have it's highlighted in green, and then where the other data set has the lower price, it's highlighted in red. Finally, we have this All Tabs tab that gives you a more precise time that the tab was last updated compared to the date. I'm sorry, wrong tab again. Here it's the same information is reduced to the date alone. On the All Tabs tab, we get in more specific. But it doesn't seem to respond to deletions. Interesting. Sorry about that. Or else I need to, else maybe when I made the demo something went wrong. Anyhow. But we do have, let's just see if this works, because we actually did create a new tab here. So let's just make sure that this one still works. And yeah, there we go. A new tab is created, it's added here, and it is automatically checked as a source tab, and you have the option to uncheck it if in fact you added something different. So that's it. That is the price list comparing thing. I hope you found that entertaining, at least, if not persuasive, of what I can do with Google Sheets and AppScript. Thank you very much.